So today we're going to talk about 10 habits that I've put in place for myself that will stop me from spending on things that are unbudgeted for and really unnecessary for my life. My name is Dee. Welcome to my channel, Living With Me. I'm on a personal journey to financial freedom, and in this video I want to share these 10 steps that help me every day, remind me and prevent me from just swiping my card once again. I am and this is the first time I'm saying this out loud, travel addict. Yes, I spend money on travels and I love it, but I spend money that I don't have. I am here to share my journey because it is isolating to speak about these things. It's shameful. It's more common to hear people talk about spending money on expensive cars, houses they can't afford, clothing, shoes, bags, electronics, but traveling, why traveling? You're creating memories, you're buying experience. Sure, but not when you don't have money for it. A lot of it I paid off, but I still have $35,000 in debt on credit cards, and $10,000 of that is student loans, but the remaining is just swipe left and right, hotels, flight tickets, and so on. Number one, maybe very straightforward, you may have heard about it, but it's very important. Write every penny that you owe down to basically get the initial shock of, oh my god, this has to end. Once you're shocked enough, and once you go through the motion of being angry with yourself and being upset with yourself and how stupid you were for putting yourself into this position, then wipe your tears off, check your finances daily. I know it's not fun, it's not glamorous, it's going to remind you every day that you're not filthy rich and just living the life, but it's necessary. It is like brushing your teeth. You have teeth, they may be beautiful, but if you don't brush them every day, soon enough they'll be gone. And this is maybe a stupid analogy, but I love teeth, I'm into teeth, and this helped me a lot to kind of break the problem down and dumb it down enough for me to understand that if I don't cater to this habit every day, I will end up broke again after I pay off this debt. So I have to every day sit down, check my checking accounts, check my debt amounts, remind myself why I'm here on this journey, and check my budget to see if I'm still on track. Habit number 2, deactivate Amazon Prime. Why? One of the cards that I'm paying off is in the amount of over $12,900, and it is an Amazon card, and I didn't buy anything from Amazon that was necessary or very needed in my life. Those almost $13,000 go to Amazon. There's something about knowing that you just click, that card is already saved there, and your delivery will be in front of your door literally the next day. Trust me that I had old orders delivered the same day. I mean, you probably have Amazon yourself, so you know. I had stuff ordered today in the morning, let's say, or in the early day, and delivered by the end of the day. And there's something about this convenience that just, took me over the edge. Swipe, 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 swipe. If I showed you the stuff I ordered, 95% of those things I truly did not need. And honestly, that may be one of my most stupidest debt accumulations ever. It's mind-blowing how much money I spent on stupid stuff. What? Like so many things that are stupid, just things. So I deactivated it. Now I can still use Amazon, I just don't have the Prime, and I'll still get the things in 2 to 3 days. Now if I need to get free shipping, I need to buy something in the amount of $35. So that first of all prevents me from just going and clicking. Now I need to think what I really need. I will think twice. I'll sleep on it to decide if I need anything else that will amount for the difference to get me at 35 so I can get free shipping. And if I think that I don't, then I just won't buy it until I really need something. Versus before, one thing, free shipping, whatever. So, and then I don't just go and swipe. So it made me spend less, truly. I feel like Amazon Prime has become such a habit, necessity, that is really truly not, but we're so convenienced with the convenience that it's almost like air. We can't live without it, and I find that so disturbing. And I haven't had it for maybe 4 months now, and I don't miss it. I really truly don't miss it. It's not a necessity. It's really truly not a necessity. Habit number 3 is thinking about my loved ones and those that unfortunately may not be with me forever, and how that may look in my life if I'm not able to say goodbye to them in a dignifying way. For reference, I live in Brooklyn, New York. My parents live somewhere in Europe. Brother lives in Germany, and one day my parents will go, right? It'll probably happen in the right order and they'll go before me and my brother. Me and my brother obviously feel responsible of giving our parents a funeral and all these things and put all these things in order. I think that's a child's responsibility. That's how I was raised, and I take full responsibility for that because my parents took care of us the best they could. Not having savings in place, and God forbid receiving that call tomorrow that one of my parents has died, and me not being able to purchase a ticket to go to their funeral, bring money with me to help arrange everything around their funeral or whatever it needs to be done, is devastating for me. It's so... I don't even know the words. I don't have the words for this. It's so disheartening and sad that every day I remind myself that I have to be ready for that call and that I have to have money for that. So you may ask, what is the habit? The habit is to think of those scenarios and my parents and anyone I love, and that could happen and that I need to be ready. Some of these habits may not be touchable of the physical form, but reminding myself every day about my loved ones and that I need to be there for them when the time comes is a habit that I want to keep in place. Think of those that you love. You need to be there for them too because they were there for you. In addition to this, I want to say also thinking of the loved ones in general that you want to help, like my son, and I want to be able to help him in the future with a college fund, if anything else. So those things remind me why I'm doing this. And every time I have the need to swipe my card or buy something that I truly don't need, I think of this. It does help me. I know this is a heavy one, but all of this shit is very heavy. Like paying out $35,000 is not easy either. Habit number 4 that I put in place is budget every freaking dollar that comes in. Every dollar you make, budget it and make sure you assign it a task. Otherwise, you'll live like I have been living forever. Woohoo, spending. I don't know. I got paid $2,000. Yeah, I have money. And then a week later, I have no money. Because I spend on dining out, on purchasing Lord knows what other trip just to go somewhere over the weekend, buying things that I don't need. When you assign every dollar to a job, your job is done. Then you just wait for the next paycheck. Instead of waiting with a zero in your checking and just be like, oh shit. Tight. So when you assign every dollar, you know where it goes, so you're not wondering later what happened to it. That helps me tremendously. And just today, I was at work. After lunch, I went for a walk. I walked by a bakery and they had these beautiful things in the window, and I almost walked in. And I remembered, do you want this? Do you need this? Or is this just an impulse thing? And truly, it was an impulse thing. I didn't want to eat a croissant or anything. So I reminded myself, wait, this was not budgeted for. And it's not easy for me. I'm far from perfect. I just started this not that long ago, and it's painful, but it's like when you're an alcoholic or have any addiction. You have to remind yourself why you started and that the place you were in before wasn't working well for you. So although this is painful as well, it's painful in a different way. It's all painful. You just have to choose which painful you want to be in, which painful you want to be part of for some time or until it turns into a new habit that will be better for you. That's my hope. To get out of this with no debt, financial knowledge, and better habits in place. Number 5, bring lunch to work. Breakfast as well. Whatever you need to bring, whatever snack or whatever food you need to bring to work, please bring to work. I cannot tell you how many hundreds and hundreds of dollars I've spent on lunches at work just because I was too lazy. I'm not ashamed to say it. I was too lazy to make myself a meal prior. So granted, I will give all the credit where credit is due to my husband, who loves to cook and he loves to make food for me, and I will never, never, never take this for granted because I'm not in love with standing in the kitchen and cooking. I cook when I have to, and if it's just me, I won't. He'll make us dinner and then he'll make extra so I can take tomorrow to work. And that saves you at least $15 a day, at least for me in New York. I kid you not. If I don't bring lunch and I'll go to buy something around work, and I work in Manhattan, there is nothing I can buy for under $15. Truly. And most of the times it's too greasy, too salty, or it's a salad that I'm sorry, I'm not full after a salad. Usually I'm hungry after 30 minutes. But talking about salads, The salad I buy is freaking $15 after tax, and some kind of service fees, it's $18, $20. That's $100 a week already if you go to work 5 days a week. If your lunch is $20. It's just such a big money saver. So bring lunch to work. Have a yogurt in the fridge, like a big family-sized yogurt. I have some nuts in the pantry in the kitchen at work. I have some honey at work, and I have some frozen berries, and I always have bananas at work. So I'll make myself, and yes, and raw oats. So I'll put all of that in a bowl and have a beautiful healthy breakfast, which will keep me full for a few hours, or at least until lunch. And all of this maybe costs $10, really, and lasts me for weeks, truly. Bring food to work. Habit number 6. This is hard for me, this one. Stop browsing Facebook Marketplace. So, for those of you who have been on this channel with me for a little bit, I started this channel by sharing my little home improvements and thrift shopping. I love thrifting. It's something that makes me really excited, and yes, it's much cheaper than going to a store, but you may be surprised how much it can add up if you just go and think, everything is cheap, and you bring $100 in cash and and now everyone takes cards as well. So you would be surprised how much money you can spend on Facebook Marketplace. I at least can. Or really any sites that you shop on. May that be something used or brand new stores. Be aware, and if you have to, deactivate them and delete them from your phone, because the trap is always there. I know you, just like me, are probably always on your phone scrolling, so that's a trap that I avoid now. Just as traveling, when you say I spend a lot of money on shoes, someone may say, ooh, that's a stupid decision. But when you say, I spend all of my money on travels, people are most likely to say, oh, that's so great, traveling experiences, right? True. But it's still money that you may not have that you're spending. So same with thrifting. People may say, oh, good on you that you go thrifting. That's much better than buying new items. True, but a lot of money can be spent at thrift stores as well. And then the downside of that is that you also accumulate a lot of junk at home that you may love, but I have stuff piled up in a corner that I still haven't found a place for. Yes, I still love them, but I could have waited a little and maybe found them again somewhere, you know? Very often they're not so unique and unfindable, you know? So any shopping place that you kind of like to go to often, even if it seems cheaper than new stuff, or even new stuff that seems cheap, beware of that. And especially if you're like me on a financial recovery, paying off debt journey, you may be kind of steering clear of any shopping whatsoever. So there's that. What's our next? Oh, number 7, similar to number 6, but specific to travel. I was obsessed, I hate the word obsessed, I was addicted to Booking.com. I know there's Airbnb, Vrbo, and other apps that offer you these services, but for some reason, Booking is my favorite because it gives you the whole amount. If let's say I'm looking for a week in, I don't know, Portugal, it'll give me all the places listed, and it'll give me in the below section of the ad the total amount I will pay for these 7 nights. Not just per night. In all the others that I have checked, they give you the price per night, and that annoys me very much. I have to go and calculate and blah blah blah. Booking.com gives me the whole amount, it breaks it down for me, and I find it very convenient. So I haven't deleted Booking yet, but I will. But I promise I haven't been checking in it at all for months now. The only reason I haven't deleted it is because I already have a trip planned that I did before I decided to officially pay off debt and stop spending so much on trips or on anything in general. I booked a trip to Provincetown, Cape Cod in October for my birthday. We'll go there and we'll do whale watching, so everything is paid for, and I still need to pay the remaining balance for the stay, but I already paid for the tickets for whale watching. I could technically cancel the stay in Provincetown, but then my hundreds of dollars for whale watching will just go to shits, and that's kind of not cool. That's a waste, so I might as well. And I only have to pay maybe $400 extra or $300 extra to be done. Not to be done. I'll still have the credit card debt for that trip, but I have to pay $400 or $300 more to pay Booking. I will delete Booking as soon as I go on that trip because I'm not booking anything anytime soon. So delete anything that you personally know is kind of drawing you into. For me, that's Booking.com and also Kayak. I buy flight tickets, it compares everything on there, and it's just, you go look for trip, and then it's just so convenient. It gives you how many luggages you can do. I know all of these sites do that, but Kayak specifically is my weak spot, so delete it. Habit number 8, I don't purchase anything that I already have one off. For example, I ran out of hair conditioner 2 days ago. I purchased a new hair conditioner which happened to just arrive today. I will not buy a new hair conditioner until this one is fully empty. I used to have items like 3 deodorants just because they smell differently and I didn't want my body to get used to one smell. Stupid mentality. And each deodorant is $15. Native is $15 if I'm not mistaken at Target here in Brooklyn. That's crazy. So I used to have 3 deodorants, and then by the time I get to use all 3 of them, one is at least totally dried up. I still have a powder for my face. I don't even use powder for my face. But one day I was watching this dermatologist that I follow on YouTube, and she gives great dermatologist advice, but she was talking about her favorite makeup items and I totally fell for her. I bought, it was like a $50 powder. I don't even know. I have used it 3 times in my life. I don't like the feeling of powder because it makes me feel cakey and tight. I don't like that. I used it when we went to Barcelona. I used just a tad so I'm not too shiny. And other items that I don't even generally would buy, but I had one and then I bought another one, and for what? So right now I have a habit of not purchasing anything new until I'm done with that one product, and only if I really need it and use it on a regular. So that's a great habit because you avoid clutter, you avoid spending money, and you avoid wasting these products because most likely you won't use them. Let's be real. So habit number 9. This one is more of a fluffy one in a way. I am trying to develop this habit, and this takes work, of stopping the idealization of things, people, situations. And you may wonder now, how's that helping you save money? When I walk down the street and I walk by Mango, Zara, whatever store, fill in the blanks, I just named these because they're by my work, whatever stores, and you look at that mannequin in the window, I picture myself in that piece if it appeals to me, and I start thinking, maybe I should buy it. Maybe I should go in. It'll look good on me. But in reality, I'm just idolizing the moment, the marketing these people have put in place, and I'm creating a scenario that will never happen. Same goes with browsing through Instagram, seeing people on vacations. That's a big trigger for me. Ooh. I don't necessarily want to go on vacations to show that I am somewhere and, like, post selfies. I rarely share anything on Instagram, even my travels. Out of 100 pictures that I'll take, I'll maybe share one. But even that one is signaling that I am somewhere and you're not. I don't mean it maybe, but subconsciously, I know if I'm really, really honest to myself, and this is really hard to admit, that we all want to show off a little here and there, So, terrible. Wow. And I am trying to prevent myself from seeing these things. What I'm trying to do now, instead of idolizing, they're in fill in the blanks, Hawaii or Tokyo or whatever, I now look at these people and think, wait, what are the odds that they can't afford this trip? What are the odds that these people have the same knot in their stomach while traveling that I have while traveling? Will this card go through when I swipe it? Will I have enough cash in my pocket? So I'm trying to see things for what they are versus pink glasses, rainbows and butterflies. Oh, this could be me. I could have this. I could. Wishful thinking. This is a hard one for me because I'm a big dreamer. I'm always in some kind of thoughts and clouds. And I couldn't care less what's happening around me, partially, but I'm always in my mind somewhere. So that's why the whole travel addiction and need to escape. I need a psychologist. But there's that. That was 9. Habit number 10. Make a list for groceries and go with a full stomach. I know you've all heard this a million times, but it's so straightforward, but we don't do it. Every time I go to the grocery store hungry or hungry-ish, I bet you that I'll end up with at least $10 extra on my bill. Because I'll buy a snack to snack on in the car while driving home because I'm hungry, I'm shaking. Could have eaten before I left, And make that list and stick to that list. I went through my pantry to my fridge and wrote what I have, what I'm running low, what could wait, and what I really need. So all this being said, It's not easy. You cannot unlearn habits that have been with you for 10, 20, 30 plus years. None of this is easy. This takes time. I'm not perfect. My biggest fear is to fall off the wagon, but I keep reminding myself that if that happens, I have to kind of get up and keep moving, because nothing good comes easy. I don't know everything, but I know that I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to have debt. I want to get out of this. It's going to take some discipline and some habit tweaking, but these 10 habits that I listed are truly something that works. It worked for me even the first time around when I paid off $45,000 a few years ago, but then ended up again in debt, which is this one now, because I didn't have any systems in place. I just focused on paying it off, and once I did, I didn't have any savings. I didn't clean out my prior bad habits to the point where I can move on and continue living without them. So I just continued living in fear of not having enough money, like historically I've been without a lot of money. Instead of using the cash I had now that I was debt free, I kept putting everything on my card, telling myself, now you have the money since you don't have debt, put it on a card, you'll pay it off in time. You know, just to save some cash for the rainy days, because I'm so used to rainy days, but I never paid off that card, or I was late one time, or it's just stupid, 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 I know. But this time it's going to be different, because I'm cleaning my bad habits as I go properly. It's not always easy, but I have no choice. Being moneyless is also not easy. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I don't take you for granted. My only intention with these type of videos is to hold myself accountable, because I said it in front of so many of you, and then maybe inspire you to tag along and do the same if you have the same problem. Because talking about money is not easy. At least not for me. It is embarrassing. And yes, I'm thinking, what if my family or my friends see this video? I'm going to freaking drop dead, fall into a hole. But maybe I need that, because so far all of my financial decisions were stupid. Maybe they're also living a lie, you know? So I don't want to focus too much on that, but it does cross my mind occasionally. But I don't want to overthink. This is like a digital diary shared with everyone who wants to, you know, see, but it will keep me and hold me accountable, and I also hope to inspire you. This is what I'm trying to say, and I'm just like going. Anyway, thank you so much for being here again. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you can. If you don't, that's fine too. I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!